Hi, hello, how's it going? This is Ronaldo Hernandez, and so I got another question for Philip again. Um, I appreciate the support, man. I want you to read the question, though, okay? Can you also address how you train your shoulders, front, side, and back, especially your arms, short biceps, brachialis, triceps? If you train your triceps with a rope, are there any other exercises you can recommend for training the triceps with snapping triceps? This exercise with the row does not work out for me. I regularly perform kickbacks, which are okay for me. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. Yeah, my fault, man. Shit, it's been like a week since you sent that message. I think a week and a half. Um, shit, man. Yeah, kind of been dealing with stuff, but things are better now, and so I feel better. And made time to do this too. So yeah. Alright. So with the first part of the question, you said how I train the front side, and rear uh, delts, shoulders. I don't really work out my shoulders anymore like that. But when I used to, um, well, every time you do any kind of pressing movement, your front side always get worked on, so you don't really have to focus on that more anymore. You could do like front raises, but I mean, like I said, you get a lot of activation from there when you do the pressing, and for the sides. I mean, all you really could do is just side lateral raise. They say one of the best exercises to do for those is to use one of the cable pulley machines. Um, Kind of lined it up at the bottom, so it's kind of like I want to say like below knee level. Actually lower than that, below knee level, and it kind of like lean on it. Lean on the cable. Have like the foot closest to the cable pulley off the ground a little bit, so you're like tilting on the side, and then you lean, and then this shoulder, you're gonna grab the handle through between your foot, so like the one lifted off, right under it, where that's where the cable will go, and then the left foot will be like behind the cable, so then you keep yourself like stabilized, and then what they do is that they'll just do their side lateral raises like that, or you could also put both feet on the ground. Actually, nah. Yeah, it is both feet on the ground. My bad. It's just that you kind of have to take a split. You gotta take it like a lunge stance, like a stagger stance, um, far enough into for the cable to go through, and then you have you're stable enough to kind of hold yourself like this, and then do that with the exercise. Supposedly that targets the side shoulders more. You could try to do it with a dumbbell too, but it's just that with the cable pulleys, um, there's like a more like activation on the muscle. Like it's like constant tension. While if you do it with a dumbbell or like a weight in the hand and you carrying it, you lose that tension. Like when you go down right here, you keep it right like right here. That's when it starts, but then you lose it once it starts going closer to your body, and that's because of gravity. You know, it's getting closer. The weight's getting closer to your body, so it's like you could say it's kind of like less gravity on your body on that weight. If that makes any sense. So they say the best way to work those side ups is with the cable pulley, doing it like that, on the side and stuff. Um, I never even got the chance to try that because, like I said, I stopped working on my shoulders only because I'm just prioritizing like other muscles right now. Um, and for the rear, I do try to work on my rear. It does get some work in when you're working on your back, depending on the angle you take in. So like if I'm doing like a row, if you do kind of aim the row more upward to your shoulders, or try to like kind of put your shoulder more a little bit more out, but not too out. It's kind of like that. Yeah, it's supposedly it works out like the rear shoulders a little more, and kind of like the traps, the mid traps. Uh, One exercise that they used to do a lot was like the reverse flies. That's really my only exercise I ever done with them. Um, you know, you could either kind of take the normal stance that most people do, and so what they do is that You know, they'll hinge at the hips to shoot the hips back. They'll kind of have a lean forward like they're about to roll, but you know you're actually gonna do the fly, and then they're just focus on the back. One thing that helps though is when you do that, try to really like focus on the movement on your shoulder blades. You know, your shoulder blades should be moving on that. You should really feel it on like that back shoulder, like right here. Um, you can say like take it like try to retract your shoulder blades, but just don't overdo it on that retraction. Just kind of do it enough for it feels comfortable, you know. And but that one I suggest you try to keep as much tension as you can on the muscle too. So try to like focus a lot on the concentric portion, which is when you're actually like contracting the muscle, and then on the eccentric portion when you're lowering back into like the starting position. Cause like the back is already hard enough as it is to actually kind of get a pump on there. So yeah, I highly encourage you to take your time on that exercise. Um, Now for the arms, man. Triceps and biceps. To be honest, man, I started working on my arms too, man. Like, and I'll give you like two reasons why. Um, First reason was like I never really saw the actual results that I want out of my arms. You know, like I was actually able to get some size on them. Like they actually kind of grew a little bit. I mean, they're not as big now because I don't work them out like that. But like before, like yeah, they look thicker. That's what they look like. They look like just like the arm look a little thicker. Like it grew. But the thing was though is that the muscles itself didn't look any bigger. If that makes any sense. Like my biceps weren't popping out or my triceps weren't like popping out either. You know, and on top of that, second reason was because I noticed that a lot of my arm exercises was when I was focusing a lot on the form, I noticed that I had a tough time like staying upright. If that makes any sense, like, cause a lot of dudes, well, this is what I did too, but I see a lot of dudes do it as well. They would kind of like have a lean when they do stuff, especially when they do upper body workout. Like they'll lean, and that's because their body can't freaking hold up the weight, but they're trying to do all this shit that they can't actually do. So since I noticed that I was like leaning too much or kind of slouching, and I wasn't able to kind of stand erected, like stand up straight like that. I was kind of like this with the weight, but I wasn't able to do that with the weight for the whole time. Maybe like one or two reps, but then I'll like give out. And then when I try to go to the contraction part of the exercise, like I'll start slouching again. So that when I became aware of that, I took that as a sign. I was like, you know what? It's obviously something else that's bothering me in my body, which is inhibiting me to do these exercises correctly. So I'm just like, I decided, fuck it. I'm gonna just stop doing the exercises and just focus on. Well, later on, start focusing. Like now, focusing like growing my legs, growing my glutes, and then eventually growing my lats, getting my lats stronger. But yeah, man, like arms, I don't do arms anymore. I mean, I technically get some work in them when I do my back exercises though. That's why, cause I feel it. Like when I do the RDLs that I do, um, I feel it on my triceps when I extend up, when I stand up, like I feel it. Um, and then when I do the lat pullovers, I feel it in my triceps as well too, cause you're supposed to have like a little bend into them to kind of get the most out of the exercises. And then when I practice on like rowing or pull-ups, I do get some like bicep activation in there too. So I mean that's really the only kind of like arm exercise that I'm doing, but it's more for my back though. So then maybe that could give you like an idea that what you could do for your arms, like just incorporate more back training, and your arms will get worked into it. But anyways, um, like I'll also show you like the exercise I was doing, with Snapping Triceps Syndrome. Cause trust me, man, I tried, man. Like I was fucking like, I think I was on like I had a split where I was on like upper lower upper lower. I took a day off and I had like a whole arm day. And I had like it was basically a full body day because I would do legs on that day too. But yeah, I had like an arm day. It was just arms though that I did that day. And so I always worked on my legs, man, like a lot. So yeah, so um, even with that split, I didn't really see like the results I really wanted. Like I just didn't see my muscles pop out. Like just it was just weird to me. I got a little bigger, but I just didn't actually like grow my muscles. I think maybe because my body did adapt it to me using like me lifting weights, but it wasn't like my muscles actually grew. You know, it's weird. It sounds crazy, but yeah. So anyways, what I was doing a lot was well, with the bicep exercises, like you could do anything you want, but the thing is, just our problem was the snapping triceps. So to the props at a certain degree, all you really can do is just work with that degree with that range of motion. That's really all you can do. It's just there's like no other like technique or well, actually there is one technique that kind of helps, but either way, your range of motion is limited because you can't bend all the way up. But I'll give you like 2, 3 tips that helped me. Um, One tip was to look in the mirror when you're doing the exercises. Like actually look at your muscles being activated. Just look at them. Like try to train in front of a mirror. And when you do your curls, you do your tricep extensions, whatever tricep workouts, tricep exercises. Like just look if you're actually contracting the muscle or not. But for the triceps, I mean, you kind of have to look on the side look like that a lot, and I actually don't recommend doing that the whole time because it kind of gives you neck pain during the exercises. So I suggest you do it like a couple reps just to see that you're actually doing it, and then when you notice that when you notice a certain way of how you do it, and you get the back contraction, like keep that like memory, muscle memory or whatever, like that moment, like just keep that in your mind and try to keep mimicking it when you look straight forward and look away from the mirror. Um, but that's what really helped me though when I was working on my arms, was just looking at them in the mirror. Like that shit really does help. Uh, I can see why a lot of like bodybuilders and like well, people who like work out for aesthetics, they work out in front of a mirror and they always constantly looking at themselves. And that's because they see the muscles moving, man. I'm like, it helps. I wish I could do that for my whole body, but yeah. So, anyways, um, yeah, do that. Look in the mirror and actually look at it. I noticed that when I would try to contract it all the way up, there would be a certain point where like I would kind of lose the contraction on the bicep, but that was because I noticed that the tendon on my tricep or the ulnar nerve or whatever it is that's snapping was like kind of getting close to the bone. It like make contact with the bone and I would lose contraction of this. So that's when I realized, okay, I gotta like slow it down. I gotta lower it a little bit more, just keep it there and just keep that contraction and do work with the range of motion you got, man. That's really all you can do. Like, doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, it's just you're still like limited to that range of motion. And another tip I did for working on my this for my biceps. Another tip I did, a technique I did for my biceps was I started curling up at the wall. The reason why was because, like I said, I used to kind of use my back. I would hunch over because it was too heavy for me. But I use my back a lot to swing the weight, like do all that shit. And so, what I would do is that I'll just obviously you have to lower the weight because this shit's gonna be hard. Lower the weight, put your back on the wall, try to stand as erect as you can. And I even try to like to have the elbows touch the wall. And I'll just do my curls like that. Go as far as you can go without having the tricep snap. And I also even throw in some external rotation. Kind of like I got this from my athlete next, to be honest. I was watching one of his videos about like bicep work, and then he said to do that because I mean, not only will you eliminate the process of using your back, but you get more tension on the bicep, because what the bicep can do, it help you externally rotate, you know. So I mean, that's something I did for a while. And another tip for the triceps, it's just um well, another workout for the triceps. Yeah, that one is very limited too. I would do a lot of the tricep extensions with the rope, you know, with the cable pulley. I actually like doing those. Um, but I also do the kickbacks, like you said. That was a good exercise too. Kickbacks. Um, but I mean, yeah, that's not really all the tricep works you can do. You know, I mean, it does get work when you do the pressing too. You're still pressing, or but also, I mean, you could just like kind of like focus on your triceps too when you, or your biceps when you're like working out with other compound movements or something like that. You know, they do. You know, if you try to emphasize on like contraction of the arms when you're doing compound like exercises like the press, pulling, whatever. You know, you could get some work in them, like how I was mentioning earlier when I was doing the deadlifts. I would feel my triceps working, and because like you have to use your arms to hold the weight, so you know you kind of get some work in there too. But other than that, I mean that's pretty much it, man. Like I mean we're very limited, you know, with the whole snapping triceps syndrome. But you know, I hope this video helps. I know this shit was long again. Fuck, like I don't know how the fucking YouTube people do it, bro. Like fucking keeping this shit short. Same time they edit the fuck out of the videos. I ain't editing shit. I'm gonna program. I ain't. So yeah. So I thank you for tuning in, and this is a fast life.